Hi everyone, it's Vicky here today designing for Kit Club, and I'm using the June 2019 kits and sketch from Erite. So I started off by gessoing my entire page and letting it dry because I'm going to be doing mixed media, and my task for this week is to do mixed media with cool colours, so blues, greens, purples. And I wanted to use this stencil again because I really love it. And I pulled out some of the texture paste from a few months ago that we got in the kits, and I just put a vertical design on the page with that stencil. You can see my photo there on the right. I missed recording the very beginning of this video, so that's why I jumped straight in there. So I pulled out the magicals from the kit, and we've got a blue and a yellow. So my plan is to put some blue on and then to add some yellow to make some green. So I just sprinkle the powder onto a wet page, then put the magicals on, and then a bit more water, and then just move it around. And I'm just using the brush there to help out, to cover all of the stencil. So you'll see that here I'm going to put the yellow on. This time I'm going to spray it and use my brush to mix it. And then I'll just move it around like I did with the blue as well a little bit. So there you go. The stencil looks great with the paint on. It really sort of, the texture paste resists the paint. So in a second, what you will see is that it just sort of, as I dry it, the paint on the texture paste sort of moves into a little blob in the middle. I'm not explaining this very well, but I hope you know what I mean. And then I just wipe off what's on the blob, so you can see the white flowers and you've got the colour in between. So I really like how that looks. And now I'm just making some blue and green splatters with those magicals, just mixed with a bit of water, just to add some extra texture there. And just drying that off. Okay, so I think we're there. As I said, that's my photo. It's 3 different Snapchat photos, and I thought that they were quite sweet. And you know, the obvious choice is to do a boy layout with blues, greens, and purples, but I thought I would challenge myself and do a girl layout. And my favourite colour is sort of a turquoisey blue anyway, so it suits me well. So I cut all of these hearts out from the Vicki Parker paper, and I left a very small white border on each one. And I'm going to mount them up like this in doubles, so 2 hearts together in each little section. So that's kind of what it's going to look like. And this is where I decide to cut up the photo into 3 and mount it, just to give some extra dimension there. So I'm going to mount it on the blue, but first of all I'm going to put some vellum behind each photo, just for an added layer. So I just do that, and I ruffle up the edges of the vellum just for texture. And then I mount them onto this Project Life card from the Pocket Life kit. So there's the 3 of those. Okay. And what am I going to do next? Okay, so this is another Vicki Parker paper, and I like the texture that's on that paper, so I thought an extra layer would work really well there, and I'm happy with that. So from this paper I'm just going to cut out just a few of the little blue flowers and one of the green leaves. Sort of, they're quite tropical leaves. I like them, but I like the green with the rest of the layout, so it works quite well. There we go, there's the flowers, and unfortunately you're watching me cut all of these out. I just do one flower and the one set of leaves, so it doesn't take too long. A power video can speed me up. If only I fussy cut this fast in real life, it would be amazing. So here we go, almost there. And I like that just in the side there. And I'm just checking out the other embellishments. I like that banner on there, but for some reason, once I put the hearts, stick the hearts down, it doesn't really work, so that gets lost. Now this is where I make a mistake. I use the stamps and I stamp in archive link on top of the texture, but I really don't like it. But that's okay, I can cover it with hearts And instead I pull out my black ink and I stamp onto vellum, and my idea is to cut them out and stick them on the page. And you don't see the vellum very much, but it's enough that they look neater. I think with the texture paste, the stamps looked a little bit squashed, if that makes sense, a little bit smooshy. So I just put them, as I said, onto vellum, and this is where I just cut them out and put them on the page. And I like this much better. It seems to work. And also, I think it kind of gives me the grey effect that I wanted anyway. It doesn't look black because of the vellum. So I just cut out the two sayings, find the beauty in every day and life is beautiful. I cut out the so fun tag, and now I'm just cutting out these two speech marks, the 66 and 99 as I call them. So, and I thought that looked quite cute each side of the photos. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting the layout together, and I'm mounting my photo with some foam. And then I'm going to also put some foam on the back of the hearts, just to add some dimension to the page. The only hearts that I don't add foam to are the two purple ones underneath the top of the photo. Excuse me. Okay, so you'll just see me do that, and sticking these down actually proved to be a bit of a nightmare. I had to keep putting things on top of them to make them stay, but they're fully stuck now, and I'm happy with that. So you can see I put my water spray there on top, and I put my paint palette on that one, and just moving things around. So they actually moved a little bit each time. I'm using my ATG gun, double-sided tape, to stick down the vellum pieces. I find that works quite well. I did put a bit of glue behind the 66 and 99 because behind the black, but because of the words, I didn't want to risk putting glue and it showing through. So in a minute you'll see me do that. And I'm just sticking all the other things down as well with glue. There you go, ATG on that one. I'm just deciding where to put these things. So I'm happy with that, and I'm just finding a couple of stickers here. So this one says exist loudly. I think most of my friends would say that I do, so that's quite appropriate. This says Snap Fun, my title, and I'm also mounting this on vellum. The P is actually from an R because I'd already used the P. I'm not entirely sure where, but I had. I just mounted it on vellum and just cut round it, and that means I can move it around and ultimately put it where I want to put it. And I stick that down with my ATG gun too. And I think that looks quite sweet. And it makes those stickers a lot easier to stick down. So I just pull off another little sticker here that says smile. And I think I'm getting near the end. So just some of these little holographic stars from the Vicki Parker chipboard, and they're really, really shiny and sweet, and I like them. And that's the final layout. I do hope it's given you some inspiration, and you will join in with our challenge, which you can find out details of on the Facebook group. And I will see you next time. This has been Vicki, designing for Hip Kit Club. Thank you. Bye bye.